G'day Internet, this is Craig and I'd like to welcome you to my PC gaming life. Today on Indie Corner, I'm going to revel in some wanton death and destruction as I take a look at Zen Studios' Castle Storm, a 2D tower defense game with a few extra bells and whistles. So let's jump straight in. The heart of Castle Storm revolves around the tower defense style gameplay. Most of the time you'll be selecting different projectiles to fire from your ballista with your overused left mouse button. You'll use your ballista to fight back the waves and waves of enemies that come at you. Ideally, we'll take the enemies out with a headshot for maximum efficiency. We can also use our right mouse button to call up our own troops to mindlessly throw at the enemy. Here, I'm sending out a mighty stone golem to lay the smack down. It's worth noting that there is friendly fire, so you can take out your own guys if you're a bit careless, or callous.
Maximum damage!
If we get a kill streak of at least 5 guys, we trigger a killing frenzy, which really lets us cut loose with the destruction. I really enjoy that. To win most of the games, we'll be trying to either steal the enemy's flag, or preferably, to totally destroy their castle. At the end of each mission or skirmish we'll get a score, and for the missions we'll also get a rating out of 5 stars, depending on how well we did. Now, what makes Castle Storm a bit different to the other tower defense games I've played is the use of the hero characters, both in the regular gameplay and as variant mission styles in their own right. We'll look at a hero survival mode game to give you an idea of what hero play is all about.
Great shot!
So, when we're in hero mode, our right mouse button is going to be used for our ranged attacks.
Perfect shooting!
The left mouse button will be for melee attacks. We can also use the shift key to charge up a big super attack. I'll show you one of those later. Oh, and to move our hero around, we're using the A, W and B keys, and the spacebar lets you command. Sadly, I don't recall the tutorial levels telling me this, leaving it to random tips on loading screens to tell me. Now, with this being the survival mode of the game, we're going to face wave after wave after wave of attackers. As we go, the attackers are going to get bigger and tougher.
Maximum damage!
Must recover our
Maximum damage! That's it!
Wave after wave after wave.
Maximum damage!
And eventually we'll lose our flag and the game.
recover our flag.
Again, at the end we'll get our score, some stats and some money. The money is used to upgrade our projectiles, units, magic and castle rooms, naturally enough. The tower defense aspect of the game also has a survival mode. In this mode you won't have the joy of taking out your enemy's castle, you'll just try to beat back the waves and waves and waves of attackers, for as long as you can before they capture your flag.
Beautiful shot.
The campaign mode, which for me has been about 10 hours of play over 60 something missions so far, is essentially a series of missions mixing both of these elements, and broken up with some cutscenes telling the story. The campaign starts off with your medieval style kingdom guys against the hordes of Viking land. But there's also some traitors to deal with, and you get to work with the Vikings later. So there's many varied ways of destroying stuff. There's a fair bit of variety to the missions, so it doesn't feel as repetitive as it could do. There's also the option to play other people online, but sadly, I never found anyone online when I tried to have a game. Best to have some friends playing too if you want to play with people. Okay, I haven't really touched on the magic stuff yet, but we can use the middle mouse button to call up our magic options, and this is how we can teleport our hero into the fray. When we do that, the game zooms in and we stay in hero mode for a while, hacking and slashing, hacking and slashing.
I'm on your side!
And once he's dead, we go back to ballista mode.
Must recover our
And eventually we lose our flag. Now, going in, be warned that the storytelling does have a particular level of humour. Here, enjoy. And the voices for these scenes are just sound bites, which tend to get a wee bit repetitive after a while. Some of the missions are a bit silly too.
perfect shooting. Great shot.
But really, what you'll play this game for is the destruction. And for that, it's not bad at all. See you next time, Internet.